Today, we are going to be ranking every special edition Nintendo Switch console bundle. Recently, I've started enjoying the finer things in life, and I've decided to go for a full Switch OLED collection, because I already had 3 of them, and the Mario one's coming out, and then I only need the Splatoon one at that point. I'm like, okay, let's just go for a full OLED set, and it kind of got me thinking, going down this whole rabbit hole of every Nintendo Switch special edition, because while in America there haven't been that many, if you include Japan, if you include Europe, there actually has been quite a few special edition Nintendo Switches, and last year I did a video ranking every special edition 3DS, so I figured today we should do that, but for the Nintendo Switch. So starting off, we have a softball. In fact, I would argue this one shouldn't even really be in this tier list, because you can buy the Joy-Con separately, but we have the Splatoon 2 bundle that's released alongside the game back in 2017, was our first Nintendo Switch bundle in America, I believe, and you get those watermelon colored Joy-Con for the summertime. I really like the Joy-Con, but there's nothing on the dock, there's nothing else going on here on the Switch console itself, so ranking just the Joy-Con themselves, I like the Joy-Con, but as a whole package here, as a whole special edition Switch that could have been themed around Splatoon 2, that's getting a fat C rank. Next up, we have the Fortnite Wildcat bundle. Now, I stopped playing Fortnite pretty early on. I played it for like a year straight from when it came out in 2017 to the end of 2018. This came out, I think, in 2019 or 2020, so, you know, the banana guy and the, fish stick guy, I don't really know anything about a lot of the Fortnite characters really anymore, so I think a lot of this is lost on me. I do like the Joy-Con. You got this kind of like orange-yellow Joy-Con with the blue Joy-Con that has the battle bus for the home button. I do like that, and I do like the dock as well, so for me, I think this gets a B rank. Maybe if I was more into Fortnite still, I would, appreciate it more. But for now, I think B rank is fine for that. Next up, we have a pretty iconic one, the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch bundle that released in 2018. This one's interesting. I think I like the dock. I like the dock a lot. It has, of course, kind of like the Everyone Is Here art on both sides. That's really nice. It's kind of weird with Switch docks, though, because until the OLED started coming out, they really refused to do any color. They wanted to keep it with that gray theming, which I think just takes away from all of them as a whole, in my honest opinion. But I like the dock, and the Joy-Con. The Joy-Con have become kind of a meme. You have the Joy-Con with a lion there on the right, which is just so iconic at this point. I would say this is an A rank. I think this is an A rank. I don't think it's S. I don't think it's B. I think A is fine for this one. And as I'm making this video, I'm kind of realizing a lot of these Switch bundles kind of underwhelming until we get to the newer stuff. Next up, we have a pair of Monster Hunter Switches. So we only got one of these in America, I believe. The first one here is Monster Hunter Double Cross, or as we know it in the West, Generations Ultimates. This one's nice. I like this. I like Monster Hunter's like art and like style that they do for like the loading screens and all that. I really like the loading screen and just kind of vibe of like the UI in Monster Hunter, and that's what they typically do for like the 3DS special editions and now at the Switch consoles. So for this Double Cross one, the Joy-Con don't have anything going on, which is definitely a negative against it, but the dock itself is fine, and I really like the back of the Switch. It's very subtle. You just have kind of like the art on top, and then you have a dragon, and it says Monster Hunter Double Cross underneath that. But I do like that. It definitely reminds me of the Mortal Kombat logo a little bit. I think this is fine. This is a B rank for me, and I do like it though. And then definitely a step above that, we have the Monster Hunter Rise Special Edition that came out, of course, in the West here in America. This one's a lot better. This is our first special edition on the list that actually implemented color onto a gray dock. And in fact, looking at the list, I think this may be the only one, as they got some gold stuff going on here. I like this Switch quite a bit. Once again, as a whole, a lot of these earlier just OG Switches are a little less exciting because it's all just gray. But for what they did, I mean, the back of the Switch console especially is just really, really nice. I love this kind of like flame design going on here. I think this definitely deserves an A rank. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here with the dock. The Joy-Con are unique in this one as well, so I definitely like this one. Now, this Diablo 3 Switch, I have to say, as someone who recently got into Diablo with Diablo 4 earlier this summer, I think this one's pretty lame. The Joy-Con got nothing going on. The dock is just, I guess, just these two characters. And then the back of the Switch is interesting. They kind of went for like a minimalist thing, I guess, where it's just this one dragon wing or whatever that is. I don't really like this one at all, to be honest with you. I think it came with a case. Like, that's fine. That's always like a nice bonus. But for me, I think this is right above. I guess I'll give it the point above the Splatoon 2 special edition, which really wasn't even a special edition. But right now, I think that's the worst one. Next up, we have an absolute banger with the Dragon Quest special edition Switch for Dragon Quest 11. This one's fantastic. I just really like it all around. Front of the dock, not that exciting. You got a sword and a shield. And I think actually as a whole, maybe I was being a little bit too dismissive of these OG Switches. I think the Joy-Con and the actual console themselves, there's a lot of cool stuff that they can do, but the dock specifically is a little underwhelming at times. This one's fine, has a sword and a shield. I like it for what it is, but where it really gets good is these really nice shade of blue Joy-Con with the slime on it. Love that. And then the back of the console with all the different Dragon Quest monsters, and you have the blue slimes kind of illuminating around. Very good. I think as far as Switches go, listen, I'm not going to add an S plus tier, so I think I'll leave it at high A, but this is definitely the best one we've ranked so far. I really like this one. This one was exclusive to Japan, sadly, but maybe one day I'll import it, because damn, that is a good looking back of a Switch console, if I do say so myself. All right, this is probably the most iconic Switch special edition. This is the Animal Crossing New Horizons one that they did back at release. This is like the mint Joy-Con, and I mean, listen, I'm not a huge Animal Crossing fan. I'm not going to pretend like I love Animal Crossing. But in terms of what they did with the dock, in terms of the Joy-Con, I think this absolutely deserves S tier. This is, listen, like I said, not a huge Animal Crossing fan. I don't like Tom Nook that much. He kind of gives me bad vibes, bad juju from Tom Nook. But these Joy-Con are beautiful. The dock is gorgeous. And I mean, what more really needs to be said? Especially I love the back of the Joy-Con, how it's like white. It's like kind of cut with the mint pastel green and blue, but then there's the white on the back. The straps are blue, and even the back of the console having just a pattern of your town, let's say, with some villagers and trees and all that. I think this is definitely one of the best special edition Nintendo Switches. All right, so this is an interesting one you might not know about. This is the Disney Tsum Special Edition Switch. Once again, only released in Japan, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I actually like this one quite a bit. I mean, not a huge Disney fan, kind of like Animal Crossing there, but I think the dock is very cute. It's just like, you know, diamonds, hearts, you know, that kind of thing with the Disney Tsum characters on the right. I like it. It says Tsum on the dock. I think that's pretty cute. And then the back of the console, the back plate for the Nintendo Switch has those same decals, and it has the logo for the game. But the Joy-Con are my favorite part here. You have this really nice purple and pink with the kind of heart and diamond pattern on them. I actually like these a lot. I think this is high A. I don't want to give this S, because once we get to those OLEDs, I mean, there's some pretty good stuff that needs to go in S, but I think high A for the Disney Tsum Switch actually is what I'm going to go with here. Then we have the Mario Switch. This is the V2 Switch they did, I think, back in 2021 for Mario Day. This one's, I don't know, man. It's good. It's not bad. It's objectively, I would say, probably better than the new Mario OLED they're doing, because it has the blue grip, and the actual Switch console itself is red, so that's unique. But for me, I mean, I would probably put this in low B. It's a lot of red. And I know that's hypocritical, because I'm buying the Mario OLED, but I don't know. I know there are some people that would watch this and probably put that in S tier, but I just think, I don't know. I don't like it that much. Next up, we have the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Nintendo Switch. This actually came in 2 different bundles, one with Pikachu, one with Eevee. It also came with a Pokeball Plus, which is nice. This one's good. I like this a lot. I know this one gets a lot of, you know, a lot of flack online, we'll say, for its Joy-Con colors. You got the Pooh and P Joy-Con here. I like them, kind of, especially the Eevee Joy-Con with that strap. I do like that. I don't know. I kind of like the Joy-Con. Maybe I'm just a sucker for unique colors, and these are technically unique shades. We don't have any other brown Joy-Con except for one, which is impossible to get. I like the dock. Once again, a dock with color. It has Eevee and Pikachu on it. Pretty simple design, but I actually do like that a lot. And then the back of the console has Pikachu and Eevee plastered all over it. I think this is one of the better ones. This one's going in A tier for me. Then we have another bundle from 2017. This one's kind of like the Splatoon one, where it's pretty basic, although it did technically have unique Joy-Con, and still to this day, I don't think they ever released this shade of red anywhere else. The Super Mario Odyssey 2017 bundle, this one was just the new Joy-Con and the case, and that's it. So, I mean, the Joy-Con are nice. I really like that shade of red, that darker red that they did for these, but as a bundle as a whole, I think this one's pretty lame, going in C tier for sure. Next up, we have an absolute banger. So if you don't know, back in 2018 or I believe 2019, Nintendo did this contest where people would submit their Nintendo Labo creations. If you don't know Nintendo Labo, that's the Nintendo cardboard that we all bought for $80 or maybe less, or maybe you didn't buy it at all. They had a contest, and if you won the contest, they would either send you a Nintendo Labo themed console or Joy-Con. This Nintendo Switch, listen, I'm a sucker. I know the Nintendo cardboard meme. I would buy a Nintendo cardboard themed console because I think this Nintendo Labo Special Edition, they never released it for the public. It was only through a contest, which kind of goes against some of my rules for this tier list. I didn't do a lot of like the custom switches that companies do. I think this Nintendo Labo console is so clean. It's so nice. It has that cardboard texture. Look, the inside of the Joy-Con have like that cardboard cutout that you know what I'm talking about. I think this one's incredible. This is S tier for me. I love this Nintendo Labo Switch console, and I would like to have it one day, but yeah, no, that's not going to happen, I don't think. And with that, I believe we've ranked every original V1 Switch or OG Switch. I don't think I missed anything. Let me know in the comments below if I did. Not counting like, oh, they did a bundle with Mario Tennis and 1-2 Switch. I don't count that. I was only trying to count things that technically at some point were unique. I guess the Splatoon 2 one really didn't apply though, but I wanted to include it anyway. But now we are on to the Nintendo Switch Lites, and this is where I think it gets much more interesting. Starting off with the Sword and Shield Zamazenta Zacian bundle, or it wasn't even a bundle, it didn't come with the game. I actually own this one, and I've seen some, you know, differing opinions on this one online. I think this one's really nice, though. I think as far as Switch Lites go, this is, spoiler alert, probably the nicest one. I think the Switch Lite in general, even just like the base colors, looks really nice. I love the way the Switch Lite looks, even though I don't use it. You know, I'm not using my Switch Lite. My girlfriend uses it. I think it looks really nice. It kind of reminds me like the new 3DS XL. That's just like a nice looking console. I feel the same way about the Switch Lite, and I love what they did with the Zacian and Zamazenta bundle, especially because this was only like 2 months after the original Switch Lite's released. To get a special edition of this much differing colors and different patterns on the back was very nice, and it just to have that so fast. You have Zacian and Zamazenta printed on the back. I think it's pretty subtle but pretty clean, and the nice gray color I think is pretty good as well with the blue and red. So I actually really like this one. I'm not going to give it S tier, but I think this is definitely A tier for me. And then on the other side of that coin, in 2021, we got the Dialga and Palkia one. Now, I love Diamond and Pearl, don't get me wrong, I love Sinnoh, and I really like that this is, and maybe some people disagree with this, I like that they basically reused the design from the DS. They did a special edition for Diamond and Pearl back then on DS, and it was essentially the same thing. I think this is really good. I do not like it as much as the Zacian and Zamazenta one, though, which I know is probably a hot take. It's just nice black, it looks really clean. For me, I think it would be lower A tier, maybe right above the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Switch. It's really good, but and like I said, I love Diamond and Pearl and Dialga and Palkia. On the back there, it's really clean. It's just not as good as the Sword and Shield one, in my opinion. And now that I'm looking at this, I think I'm going to clean this up a little bit. We'll make use of that D tier. Put these down here. I think that fits. Move the Mario and the Monster Hunter Double Cross one down there. I think I'll leave the Fortnite Wildcat and B, but we'll move the Monster Hunter Rise Switch, as well as the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Switch and the Smash Bros Switch down to B. Not necessarily that I'm like ranking them differently now. I'm just kind of moving it out, balancing the list out a little bit more here, if you get what I'm saying. Now, just recently, alongside the Mario OLED, they announced 2 new Switch Lites for Animal Crossing, and I like these. And I'm kind of disappointed, though, because they are the exact same shade of turquoise and the pink that they did for the original Switch Lite designs. So I'm a little disappointed from that aspect, but I do like these. They're pretty basic. I like that they have the little Animal Crossing logo next to the home button, although feels like a missed opportunity to not have that be the home button. And then the back of it is just these leaves. Like, they're nice. I think they're just kind of, they could have done more. It's nice that you get the game with it, full game download included, but all they needed to do for me, personally, was just change the shade. If they were just a darker shade of blue or pink or whatever, it would have been fine. But since it's literally just the exact same shade of blue and pink from the other Switch Lites, I don't know. These are like C tier for me, only because of that. Literally all they needed to do was make them slightly unique in terms of the shading, but for me, they're going in C. All right, now we get to the good stuff. Not that these other ones weren't great or anything, but I mean, the Switch OLEDs, they've absolutely been killing it, in my opinion. I think the OLEDs look so clean, and let's get into ranking these. So starting with the Splatoon OLED, I actually just ordered this, so this will be coming in the mail for me very soon. I love these Joy-Con. These Joy-Con are so good. Got that Splatoon theme. They nailed it completely there. On the back of the console, you have all the in-universe graffiti from the Splatoon series, which is just awesome as well. I will say my only criticism is the dock. I like the white in general of the OLED docks a lot more than the gray and black docks of the OG Switch. So already I like it more than a lot of those. But I wish they had done a little bit more, maybe made like the design of the graffiti on the dock a little bit darker or something, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Because the design is so faint that outside of that random yellow splat stain, I don't know who splat on this this OLED dock. Outside of that, the dock doesn't really jump out to me, but the Joy-Con and the back of the console itself are absolutely goated. So that alone, I'm putting this thing in S. It's not as good as the Labo or even the Animal Crossing one, but that thing's S tier, absolutely. We'll do the Tears of the Kingdom Switch next. This one's interesting. I have this one as well. I like it. I like the Joy-Con a lot, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done more. The dock is better than the Splatoon 3 dock, absolutely, with the Hylian crest there. But I don't know. I like it. I do like it. But the Joy-Con, the golden Joy-Con with the kind of green on its, the back of the Switch just being the spiral from like the key art of the game. It's a nice Switch, and it's definitely like higher tier, but I think it'll go in A tier for this video. It's good, but I think it is, spoiler alert, probably the worst OLED that's currently available, we'll say. We'll save the best for last. Let's do the Mario OLED. Now, listen, I haven't seen this thing. Actually, that's not true. I have seen it in person because it was at PAX West. This thing, I did get my hands on it. I think I'll actually like it even more than the Mario Red and Blue that they did back in 2021. I think the shade of red is better and gets more appealing. And I think the little touches on the back are nice. They have a little Mario and the coins, and I don't know. It's very basic, and frankly, kind of lazy on Nintendo's part. But I don't know, I kind of like it. It's not great or anything, but I think as far as Switch's OLEDs go, for me, just based on pure gut reaction, I'm gonna put it in B. I know that might sound insane that I put it above like the Double Cross Switch or the Animal Crossing Switch Lites, but I like it more than the really strong red and blue one they did. That one's just, it's too vibrant. This one has like a more muted red almost. And then finally we have what is my personal favorite Switch. I'm putting it right at the top of S. I know it's probably not objectively as good as the Animal Crossing Switch or even the Labo Switch or maybe even the Splatoon Switch, depending on who you ask, but I love the Switch OLED. I think the dock isn't like the strongest or anything. It just has Miraidon and Koraidon on the front. Once again though, in color, big fan of that. But the Joy-Con, I really like the color of the Joy-Con with the little the skulls on the little logo. I like that a lot. But most importantly, the main reason I love the Switch so much, and I know I'm a little bit biased, Pokemon's my thing, and you could argue the Splatoon 3 one does this better. The back of the Switch console, for me, is my favorite back of any Switch console. The back plate with all the different Pokemon. It also kind of has this nice like Halloween theme. You know, we had those orange and purple Joy-Con a couple years back. This kind of gives me Halloween vibes. It was released around Thanksgiving, so not quite Halloween, but I just love the coloring on the back of this. I think this looks absolutely beautiful. You have all the starters on there. It looks fantastic. I love the Switch Lite, and that is going to do it. That is my ranking of every special edition Nintendo Switch. Yell at me in the comments. Tell me why my opinions are wrong. I think most of these are all really good, though, overall. Like, I know I kind of spread it out a little bit here, which maybe makes some of these look a little worse. Like this, yeah, this is probably A tier. Like, it's fine. I can move it around depending on the day. But overall, I think the OLEDs are all pretty much great, with the exception of that Mario Red one just being kind of lazy, but I do like it. And the Dragon Quest one's fantastic. Disney's Tsum. Really, the only one I truly shafted was the Diablo 3. I don't know, man. I just don't like it that much. Same with the Mario Blue and Red. I don't know. They're kind of boring. But the Monster Hunter ones are pretty good, and the Fortnite one's good as well. So I think, you know, when you look at the 3DS had so many special editions, and overall, certainly it had better special editions than the Switch. But for what the Switch is, you know, almost, you know, in its 7th year here, I think it's got some pretty good ones overall, just not as many as the 3DS did. 3DS, I mean, they completely killed it with 3DS consoles. But as far as Switch goes, that's my ranking. Let me know what your favorite special edition Switch is down in the comments below, and subscribe here for more Nintendo content like this each and every day. Until next time, folks, peace.